God, if you are safe,
Yeah.
then why would you put me in to be unsafe?
Why am I different?
Yeah. Hi, guys. Welcome to She Said, She Prayed. I'm your host, Diamond.
I'm Candi.
We're here just walking out life through the lens of God and faith and how he shows up for us.
Yes, and I always like to start with a check-in. So, high of the week and low.
All right. My high is... What is my high today? My high is actually tackling the topic that we're going to tackle today. You guys don't know, but in a minute we'll tell you that today's topic is father wounds and how they shape the way we see God. I am honestly very uncomfortable with this topic.
Very uncomfortable.
And it's not fun to talk about, but I also think that I have been dealing with it privately, and I haven't been open to dealing with it out loud. So I think this is God's way of forcing me. So it is a high. It is also my low because I'm terrified, and I'm an open book who's also private, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's where I'm at. How about you?
I love that. Now you got me thinking. Well, it is an uncomfortable subject, definitely, and I'm dealing with it as we're going. But I'm gonna say a high or low outside of that.
What's the
high is hi. I'm back where I grew up. LA.
Hey.
Yes, that was nice. I was on the flight yesterday, and I feel like I do not come
just
often at all, even for like baseball, like, because my husband plays baseball, so we come and we play the Dodgers and the Angels, but like you're so focused on the game. So I mean, I get to see family, which is great, but I don't get to do the whole reminiscing, like, oh, I remember I went there. Home is Chicago. I'm from Chicago, but I was raised here, so that's my high. Being back, it feels nice, especially for this reason. And then low, I'm a little sleep. I'm a little tired today. I was thinking, like, how am I gonna make it through today, Lord God?
But we're making it.
We're making it.
All right.
What are we talking about today, friend?
As if I didn't tell you before, where today's topic is an extension of our previous topic. It is about father wounds, and we're focusing today on how they shape the way we see God. So do you want to dive in there?
Let's dive in. Do I want to dive in? I do.
No, the answer is no. I don't
know, but we're going to. So I got my questions, y'all. Give me 1 second. I did have my questions. All right. Can our understanding of God change over time?
Oh, okay. Me first.
You first. We nominate you.
Dang. I think I will probably actually say yes. First of all, my answer is yes. But I think I'll start with my understanding of God has changed. So my answer is unequivocally yes. I think as it pertains to father wounds, it has changed. I'm backtracking. So my understanding of God's, what is the question?
And honestly, you can...
No, what was the question?
It was, can our understanding of God change over time?
Sorry. Can our understanding of God change over time?
And I'm going to pull it up on my phone.
My understanding of God as it pertains to father wounds actually has not changed.
Okay. Tell me why.
I think my understanding of God can change, and I think yours can too, because it has in other arenas of my life.
Okay.
But when we're talking specifically about father wounds, I don't think my understanding has changed. I have always known God as safety. I've always known God as love. Even when, like, my dad passed when I was 8, and in the last episode we talked about how I was in my late 20s when I found out that he was not my biological father. And even when that was hard and I was processing that, it was never that God was not good and sovereign.
You always knew who God was, even through your
Yeah.
suffering, such as
But
your father's death.
but I think for me, that made it harder.
Ooh, why? That's interesting. That's
It
a
made
nugget.
it harder because it took the focus off of I was not the person who was like, "God, you're not good." I don't know how to explain that, but when people go through stuff and they're like, "God left me, God
Questioning.
this."
Yes,
I
yes.
did question, but it more so made it me.
Yeah, you knew it was just kind of like you knew who God was, you knew who he was in that situation, but it was still
No, it changed it how I thought about God didn't change, how I thought about me
there we go.
changed. Because of who God is just, God is sovereign, God is gracious,
Yes.
God is safe.
Mhm.
So then it was like, this doesn't feel safe. So what's wrong with me?
Mm.
What's wrong with me that I'm not worth keeping safe?
Okay.
And then
Okay.
because of the way the relationship, I don't know, it was the relationship. Knew the person who is, I guess, my sperm donor is how I choose to refer to him.
Okay.
And as far as I know, because we don't speak or I don't speak, as far as I know, he has a family and has had a family and he has other children
Yeah.
that I have heard about. And I am personally in a space where I'm not interested in that relationship.
Yeah.
But when you realize someone has been around your whole life, has for the most part known where I was and chose
Mm.
for whatever his reasons are, you chose to
To
play whatever role you played, to play a role at a distance, um to be in my life in the capacity you did. It already feels like you chose
you
that I
made that
wasn't good enough,
choice.
but it feels like you chose I wasn't good enough, and then it felt like God did the same thing.
And that is so I my situation's exactly the same. My father has a whole nother family and he's a father what I see what a
From
father
what
is
you
supposed to be
understand, yeah.
to those children.
Mhm.
Why am I different?
Yeah.
Why am I different? And I think that that's actually probably something a lot of us go through. I think so I've been saying it the whole time. I'm happy we're talking about this, but it
I'm
brings
not, for the record.
it I am because it is something that I you know what my husband told me the other day when we were talking about it, and he goes, I feel like watching this, I'm going to learn something about you
Aw,
that I didn't know. And I feel like talking about it, I'm going to learn more about
me.
myself or learn how deep that pain is
Mhm.
because we talked about it before. We keep it inside.
Yeah.
So I keep it inside from myself too. I choose not to deal with it. So I
Mhm.
have to talk about it.
We can't heal what we can't see, and we can't see it if we don't speak about it. So,
Exactly.
right.
But I was why not me? And those are the conversations I had with God. And you mentioned you knew who God was. Like how I felt about God didn't change.
So your father wounds didn't change how you viewed
I viewed God. Yeah. It didn't change how I viewed God. It didn't even really make me angry with God, but it did make me question like why?
Mhm.
Why if he's capable of being a father. So for me,
Mhm.
there's the father that's just not capable. Like he treat everybody the
But
same.
we
He's
all know
gone.
somebody.
Yeah. And there's those fathers that aren't present at all. So they aren't a father. The difference with this is what we're talking about is well, my situation is but like you are a father though. Like
You fathered someone
you're
and you're
showing
fathering
up
them.
and supporting those children. And to take it a step further, you're showing up and supporting those grandchildren.
I can't talk because
Well, mine.
I got messages that's like,
Oh, you do?
"Well, I can't you don't wanna deal with me, like, what about these kids?" But I don't you're nobody to me, so my
Mm.
kids are nobody to you.
You don't that door well, you wouldn't know because but as of right now, because me, I wish my dad
I I think
would.
the difference is I had a dad.
Oh, it's true. Yeah.
I had a dad
Yeah,
who was
no,
a great dad.
that's true.
And I had a childhood and I was close to, like, my dad's
Right.
family and my grandparents, and, like, I had a whole life.
You
Then
know.
I lost my dad at
Mhm.
8. So I had already on one hand, I had already just accepted this is life.
Yeah.
So I'm not, like, craving that relationship. I
Mm.
also think, if I'm being honest, and I don't know who else is in this situation, but a part of me also feels like I'm cheating on my dad.
Ooh.
The sperm donor, in my opinion, has induced a lot of, like, daddy issues, traumas, like, the way he responded when he found out, even though he's kind of the one who dropped the ball and, like, trickled information, which made me go get a DNA test because something just felt off.
You guys
I
found out
don't know
at
how
the
to
same time? Sorry
well,
to cut you off. And
long story short
yeah.
is there was a conversation, it felt weird to me, um, and in the conversation, he made a comment about me being his daughter.
Oh, and
He says it was an accident. He
oh,
said it was a typo or something. I don't know. I didn't really talk about the details of it, and I just sent a blood test because it's something I don't know, the
you
feeling,
sent a blood test.
something felt
Wow.
so off, and I prayed about it, and I was just like, "I feel like I don't have the whole story, like, something feels off."
You felt that instantly?
Yeah.
Or did
I
it
think
take
I'd felt it for a while.
okay, so when you felt that feeling, was it, "I wanna talk about it," or, "I wanna act"? Because you talk about going to get
It
a
was I feel like I don't have the whole truth.
mm,
I remember talking to my mom later and just giving her more details and being like, "No, I'd always felt like growing up." So, I don't know if you guys watch, and I used to watch this a lot alongside Story, that, I was almost stolen as a baby from the hospital. And
wait, what? There I mean, y'all seen
no,
the movies, it's a
yeah,
thing,
so
but
I
I wanna
watched
hear your story.
because of that, I watch all those Lifetime where kids were stolen from the
Yeah,
hospital,
no, it's
and
real.
in those movies, people are always like, the kids are always like, "Something always just felt like it's right there and I can't completely."
Yeah.
So I always had that feeling and I didn't know, and
It
it was almost like when I found out, a light bulb was like, "Oh, okay, this makes sense." Like, I've been waiting for the thing. So
yeah.
anyways, when he made the comment, and it was almost just like, I remember sitting at work and being like, "Lord, this feels weird." The way the
You sat
conversation
with
went,
it, you
the
sat with
way the
it.
yeah, and then I decided to do it, to get a blood test or a DNA test because I had had the conversation and then I knew it felt weird. I talked to my husband, and my husband was like, "Hey, pray about it. If you feel like you need to do this, do this." I talked to my brother who was like, "Yeah, I heard about the conversation you had. Something feels weird." And then it was kind of confirmation to me that I wasn't just tripping.
So you shared it with your husband. I find it interesting that you shared it with the men in your life.
Right.
That's
Well,
interesting.
my brother had actually called me and was
Mm.
like, "Hey, what's up with this conversation? Like, it sounds something feels off." Like, and I was like, "Okay, so it's not just
So
me.
he
Like,
was talking.
something's weird here." So then I sat with it for a minute too, trying to decide. I didn't think it was true at all, but I still wanted to sit with it to see how, and like walk through maybe how I would feel if it were.
Oh, so you
So I didn't make the decision hastily. Like,
yeah.
I was just like, "Okay, something feels off." And then I was like, "Okay, well, what if this is true?" And in my mind, right hand before God. In my mind, if it was true, I didn't think it would matter.
You didn't think it would
No, I
matter
was just
because
like,
you knew this man.
not even about.
You had a good father.
Yeah, it didn't have anything to do with him. Like I felt like I needed to do it because I felt like I was being lied to, and I'm like a
There's
justice
more.
seeker, a truth seeker. So that part of me needed to know, but I was just like, I don't need a dad. Like
Yeah, I'm
I
good on
had that,
that
I'm
part.
good.
Yeah,
So I didn't think it would matter. And then I got the results,
and it mattered.
and I am still broken. We stem there from how that those wounds from fathers shape how we see God. And I started off by saying that it didn't change how I saw God, but it did change how I saw myself. On one hand, I was raised with a father who I lived around the corner from his family.
Mhm.
I grew up like those are my cousins. Like even now, those are my cousins. And also when I'm with them, I feel in some ways like I betrayed them.
Mm, yeah.
And, like, these are my cousins, we went to school together, we grew up together, we went on trips together, like, we spent I feel like if I still lived in town, we would still be like this. Those are my cousins that when I see them, it's like no time has passed.
Mm,
And then, to be honest, part of me has heard things that perhaps were said, and I don't even like, I can't even deal with it or address it or anything because I feel like, well, if that's how they feel, like they're entitled because I have my feelings.
yeah,
And
and
I'm like,
stuff.
they're entitled to their thoughts, but it doesn't change how I see them. So it but the wounds definitely it made me wonder, like you said, like I didn't wonder why me. I wondered like, God, if you are safe,
Yeah,
then why would you put me in a
put
position to
them.
be unsafe?
Yeah, I'm like you. It didn't change how I viewed God either. W- I'm processing as you're talking to me.
No, no problem.
So it changed though how I viewed life,
Mm,
and it changed how I walk through life.
mhm.
It changed how
Absolutely.
I see people.
Absolutely.
And those things aren't necessarily good because
Mhm.
what it does is you want to crawl
Like my
in
foot's like,
yeah, look,
uh-huh.
exactly. You don't want to let people in. People loving you it's a motive.
Mhm.
It can't just
Why?
be people love you. Like why are you pouring into me? Why are you telling
It
my
sounds
husband.
like it's because it also changed how you see you. Because I'm
So
here
it's
as
more
you're
and more,
talking,
yeah.
I'm hearing, why are you pouring into me?
Yeah.
Because I don't deserve to be poured into,
Yeah.
or because something is clearly wrong with me.
Something, yeah, that is a good way to look at it. So our situations are different but also similar when it comes to you found out this man is your father and you also found out
Can
he
we
is.
also stop calling him that?
I'm sorry.
I know, I did
Her
it too. I
sperm
did it.
donor. No,
I did it too.
no, correct. You found out about your sperm donor. And you found out that your sperm donor has another life
Well, I've always
and
known.
kid. Well, you knew, but you know he has other kids, right?
Mhm.
I found out that, or not found out. My father had children before me. I am the baby. I'm the baby. Think about it. I am the baby.
So are him and his family together?
So first, my older sister, no,
Is that
she's
the one you keep in touch with?
yes,
Okay.
that's the only one I talk to. And now, so after her mother, and you know what? I don't want to. This is how wild it is. I don't want to misspeak because I honestly don't know how many kids
So you
he
really
had.
don't, because I know or I think. I know.
Yeah.
Provides.
He was an amazing provider, and we still talk. So we have my older sister. I know about her mother. I think there is either someone before that or after that. And then he has 2 kids with his wife.
Okay. And then you.
And then me.
Oh.
So there was a situation clearly. And I only know the situation to be I didn't know. And so whew, okay.
I know,
Oh
we should have
man.
had tissue
I
for this
know.
one.
Wait, okay, cuz I was conceived when my father was married to another woman.
Mhm.
My mother didn't know. She didn't know.
Mhm.
But now that I'm talking about it, and I told y'all that I don't hate him. If he calls, I answer the phone.
I'm not that. I'm not.
You're not there. I am.
I
I
am.
still have anger, though. I still have anger,
I'll
and you're
take him every
still.
week.
I keep you at a distance. But what I'm saying is, I feel like I get it, maybe because it was like he was married. Like I'm the woman. I'm the child that messed up this family, and
Yeah.
I get why I have to be a
But
secret.
I hear you because I think that's grace coming through.
Mm-hmm.
And God really does call us to be gracious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gracious yet.
Yeah.
And I say yet because I don't know what God will call me to do.
Yeah.
Um but he hasn't called me there yet, so I'm not doing it.
Yes.
But
Any.
how does I'm wondering how does that make you feel? Like truly because it's like I get why I'm a secret. And I have a lot of general resentment
Mm-hmm.
for feeling like I always have to be the one to be responsible. I
Yeah.
always have to be the one who, like, I just feel like there was always stuff going on, big or small. And in my house, we were the house that, like, took on everybody else's stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, y'all got put out, y'all come stay with us. Oh, this happened. Um, we'll fix it.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys don't have this, we'll do it. Even if we weren't the ones really in a position to fix it, not just inconvenience. I think as a kid, it really overwhelmed me. But I put up a lot of boundaries because I felt like I didn't have any control over my space. And I think like my parents were just being nice humans, but it would be like, oh, now these people are living
They're
with you
coming
guys.
in.
Now share your toys. You got to this. And not in a way of like being selfish, but being like every other month or every couple weeks, somebody else is here. Now we have to
It
adjust.
was
And that felt really stressful.
never.
So,
You asked you said well, how does that make you feel?
yeah.
The whole situation. And I grew up similar to that. My mom's friends, kids, they always lived with us. My mom, that's who she was. But to go back to how does it make me feel when it comes to my father's situation and my mother's situation, it made me feel, and it still makes me feel like was never about me. Um, just recent, I'm going to share this story, and it is what it is. But a couple months ago, I told you I don't know my father's side. He has an actual family, like sister.
Right.
I don't know. He has a sister. So my older sister, the one that I actually talked to, reached out and she said, so and so asked if she could have your number, which is my dad's sister. And I was like, can you explain to me why? And she was like, I don't know. She just asked me. And I was like, okay. A part of me was open to it for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's I want to, curious. Maybe I still want that acceptance, but I said, okay. I call my mom and I tell her though, before she reaches out, I'm like, and my mom knows these people to a certain extent. I don't know what their relationship, but she knows.
Right.
And she was upset about it. Like, why is she trying to? And I'm just holding the phone. You know, you get to an age, you're just holding the phone. She's dealing with her own healing.
Right.
She goes to tell him. She calls him. So now, at the time, I'm on an airplane. My dad don't just pick up the phone and call me. He'll give me that monthly, how you doing text.
Mhm.
He's calling me. I'm not thinking it's because of that situation because I'm not thinking my mom went and told. He's
Mhm.
calling me. And I go, and then I'm on a plane, so I don't. He answers. He goes, I don't know what my sister's calling you, but don't. Basically telling me don't entertain it. So I have these two people telling me not. My mom is also telling me not to entertain it. I cried so hard on this plane, and the reason I cried, and I shared with my mom, I
My
go,
hugs.
thank you.
Sorry.
I go, what about me? What if I wanted to learn more about my other side? What if you guys are making it sound like there was a motive, as if she can't just come to me because she wants to meet me? Now, mind you, it might be a motive. It was everybody
How you
else's
felt about it
feelings.
was never considered.
Never,
And I think
never.
it I don't know, and maybe you guys hear the same thing, but I also hear I hear it reinforcing some of the feelings we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not good enough?
Hmm.
And
So how
I
we
can,
see ourselves,
yeah,
like you said. Yeah.
I can completely relate to so many of those things where I'm in these situations and in these back and forth conversations, and and feeling like nobody's thinking about me.
Yeah.
Why do I have to be the adult in the situation? Why am I saying I don't like this? I'm uncomfortable with this. Like, I mean, my thing is, and my big thing is, I don't want my mom communicating with my sperm donor, and it makes me feel very unloved, and it makes me feel like I don't matter again.
Talk about that. Why?
Um, because since he found out, he has constantly done things. Mind you, we had a semi-decent relationship before.
Yeah.
Like, I knew him as a person from the neighborhood. Sometimes he stopped by, sometimes he'd throw me money, like, here or there, but I mean, we had a it was fine, like, "Oh, my mom's friend who I know," like, you know?
Yeah.
And then since I found out, um, I just feel like everything's come from him has been negative. I feel like he asked me for the DNA. When I thought about if I was gonna do it, I was like, I had no intentions of telling him what the results were, because to me, I just needed to know the truth.
Mm.
Just so
Mm.
happenly, the day before I got the results, he texted me and was like, "Hey, did you get them back?" So when I got them the next day, I was like, "Okay, well, I guess I could send it to him." So
Yeah.
I texted to him. I did not hear one word from this man for maybe, I'm estimating the time frame.
You're no, 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 no. You did not text him the
After he asked for
results,
them
but put that aside. You did not text him these results, and there was no response
for
after.
probably about 2 months.
What?
And then when I got
What?
a
That
response,
is wow.
the response was a photo of him hanging out with people that I know, being like, "Hey, look who I ran into." Text messages that was like just pointing at like stuff he'd done for me that wasn't even like huge thing. It was like, "Oh, when I took you home from school that day," or when I
Him,
helped
him, him.
those
Him,
things.
yeah.
So that, I think that one has caused like traumatic issues. Again, I had a great father.
Mhm.
And then you come in with this one, you're holding any little thing you've ever done for me over my head as if you've really done anything for me, taunting me. Mind you, I'm pregnant, having a rough pregnancy, sick, throwing up every day, losing weight. And then on top of this,
You're
you're doing this.
yeah.
And every conversation I've had with him since then, it's like I said, it's like I will block him, and then every couple months, I'm like, let me try to unblock him so I can. Again, I think it's the
Why?
same.
Why?
I think part of me is really unsure, if I'm being honest, about what God wants from me in this situation. And
Mm,
because if you know me, and you guys will learn because you're getting to know me, I am very much so a person who, if God said it, I'm doing it.
yeah,
Like, I will play around in the gray area, I promise. But I don't, if I'm sure God is telling me to do or not to do something, that
it's
is, I think, because you read the Bible, let's be real. And it's like,
you're
and
so
you always get the parents always throw the, like, honor your mother
mm,
and father, this,
yeah,
this,
the
that.
Bible
Like,
says
part of me is like, well, you're not my father. Like, you're not.
yeah,
And then the other part is like, okay, but I guess genetically or something.
yes, yeah,
So I go back and forth with, like, maybe I don't completely close the door because maybe God hasn't revealed what he wants with me. But then the other part is like, but also I don't need this. And I don't need you making, like, I became so unsure of myself. I became like, even the nerves we talked about before we start
yeah,
recording,
the shakes,
that was never
yeah,
me. Like, I was so confident, I was so sure, but I knew who I was. It
all
didn't take
mhm,
a little bit, it took all of
all
it.
of
Like,
it,
I had to
your
start
identity,
rebuilding again
yeah,
and again because it keeps going back to, and I think I keep trying to tell myself, like, it's not me.
yeah,
But you can tell yourself that, but living it is different.
it's different, but I will affirm to you that it's not you. You
Good,
had
good.
no part in that at all, and it sounds like instead of checking in with you, everyone made it about them.
And everybody made decisions for
For
me
you.
that didn't include me.
We have to we have to realize and understand. She mentioned and so it's our journey of seeking God's answers, but I say this to say that we have to look at our parents and our sperm donors as
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I think when we're little, we look at it and we're like, you have the answers. And then we
I
become
see the
adults
light.
and we're like, no. Our parents and our sperm donors is on a healing journey themselves.
Absolutely.
Even though a lot of times they might not realize it, admit to it, because how they're processing it
Mhm.
is being very defensive, right? Because
Mhm.
if you tell your parent, like, I felt alone. Sometimes if they're not
It could
healed,
feel like I made
the
you
there we
feel
go.
yeah.
I made you feel alone.
I do wanna stop for a second so we can play a rapid fire game
Yes,
because I
let's
wanna
do it.
change the energy in
No,
here. It's a little depressing.
let's do it. Let's do it.
And you guys are still getting to know us.
Let's get to know each other.
Yes, yes, yes.
What you got for us?
So, as soon as I could find it. Okay, so what's something you said you'd never do as a mom, but now you
Ugh.
do?
Oh, do you have all the time? Everything. No. Okay, I'm gonna rephrase it. I always said that, like, all right, which I do listen. I'm gonna listen and I am going to validate his thoughts and what he's thinking and try it his way. I learned that
Then they think
there's
they got opinion. They think their opinion really
opinion,
matters.
and guess what? His way is not always the best way. I went into it like, I'm just gonna try it. No, 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 no. There are certain situations where I'm like, this is what it is and this is what it has to be. So I wanted to be this most wonderful understanding, all of this stuff. And I am to a certain extent. But also I know when to step in and be like, nope,
Sometimes
this is
I
how it's gonna go. And
sometimes I
it's
gotta lay down the law.
I gotta lay down the law. So I'm learning that laying down the law is okay.
Yeah,
What about you?
it's good. Something I said I would never do. Something I said I never do was say because I said so. I
Yes.
hated it as a kid
Yes.
because I'm so opinionated.
Yeah.
And I'm so strong in my opinion.
Right.
And it sucks because my son is just like me.
You get the kids that are just like you. They don't challenge
And
you
then
and
I have
challenge
a
that.
daughter who is even more like me. Like my son, he has to understand. He's like, okay, but why? And he's not asking why to be disrespectful. Like he really is just, he needs to understand. And I am that way.
Yeah.
My daughter is just like strong-willed, we
Yeah.
will call it. And she also is just very intelligent.
She'll come and chat, and I'm like having real conversations. And then I think at the end of one conversation, I was like, okay, so how old is she? And she was like 3. And I was like, you did not just have this girl 3 years ago. Like
First of
the way
all,
she was
she'll
talking,
be like,
like she's been here.
since she was like 1.5, she'll be like, Mom, I'm so frustrated. And I'm like, where, like,
You
how are you?
talk to her very, like, she will talk to her. She'll be like, Mom, can I have this? And she's like, no, not right now. But you're good at explaining to your kids.
That's the problem,
It goes
though.
back.
The
I
problem is
like how you speak to your
yeah, but I
kids.
explain too much to them. I explain too much, so now they think they deserve a
Yeah,
explanation.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
some days I'm like,
I'll have
because
it.
I said
Yeah.
so.
You
Because
could just throw it out once in a while. Just
because
once in a while.
so that is my I would never
I
do.
love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all, we want to hear from y'all. What is that one thing you were like, I'm not doing, and then you walking around in the house doing it every day?
So I think one of the scriptures that I really looked at through
Pull it up.
this was Matthew 7:9-11.
Okay.
And this doesn't necessarily help you heal or help you shape the way that you see God, but when I was saying that it shaped the way that I saw myself for a
Yeah.
long time was and still working through but Matthew 7:9-11 just talks about earthly fathers versus the Father in heaven. It says, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him?
Mm.
And a lot of this podcast is me honestly trying to reconcile that.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, Lord, if you give good gifts to your children, why? Like, why are you giving this to me?
Right.
And not because I thought God was bad, but because I thought I was bad. Like, what is with me? Why do I deserve this gift? And I think part of through prayer over the years is one, me not making it about me.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it is me and it is my story, part of it is also their story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
another part of it
Yes.
is that when I think about I had a great dad. When I think about that and I think about, to be honest, the way or the behavior I have seen or received from sperm
Sperm
donor,
donor. Sperm donor.
um, I look at it and I'm like, as much as this hurts because it's completely changed how I saw myself and it has taken years for me to deal with that, I also can even remotely grasp at who I used to be because I had that foundation with the dad that I had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You knew
Because
what that looked like.
I was
Supposed to look.
exposed to a dad who showed up, a dad who chose me.
Right.
And I think a part of my wrestling comes with the fact that my dad did pass away, so I don't get to talk to him about it. So for me, a lot of this situation has felt like I lost my dad twice. Like I had to grieve him when he died and then in all the moments in life where he wasn't there. But then I had to grieve him again in realizing he wasn't necessarily who I thought he was,
Right.
if that makes sense. And then not
That's
being able to ask him, like, "Are you okay?" So now I have
yeah.
to go through
Yeah.
life being like, "I don't know if you still would have wanted me." And then you get that's still your family. That's always your dad, and
Mhm.
nobody else can tell me that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to tell me for him that
Yeah.
that's the
That's
case.
that exactly. And that is something that you're gonna still process and heal
Yeah.
from. And honestly, like you mentioned that you don't have him to give you those answers. So the only place you could try to seek those answers is from your heavenly Father, and I just encourage you to keep talking about it.
No.
Yes, I am making her talk about it because I feel like I'm talking to you right now and I could be wrong, but I feel like it's helping you understand more of your feelings. You're like me. I could see it. You're like me. You want to push it aside, but you also want to be able to know. You want to be able to. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it
No,
out because I'm like looking at you. Oh my goodness.
I love you too. Here we are.
I just I do encourage you to your feelings matter,
Yeah.
how you feel matter, and not talking about it, I feel like is you being like, "Hey," because it's hard, but also you're dismissing your feelings just like everybody else did.
Mm.
Even if it's not in this setting,
Yeah.
we talk about talking to ourselves all the
Right.
time. She
Like a
made a
journal.
comment, she goes, "I think you're crazy if you don't talk to
Because you
yourself."
all
And I was like, "Ooh, I like that." Like, I'm glad I'm normal now.
are you guys talking to yourself? Because I really think if you're not talking to yourself, something's wrong with you.
She was dead serious, like, she looked me in my eyes and she made me feel like I wasn't weird, so I appreciate that. But I'm saying that yourself, God, talk about it
Yeah.
because your feelings matter, and you not talking about it, you're just pushing it doesn't go away.
Yeah. I
It
feel like
doesn't
I've
go
talked about
away.
it like in my house until like,
Yeah.
but I do think this is healing in a way because I may have talked about it to a friend or two, but I don't talk about it openly. It's not a normal part of my conversation
Yeah.
because I feel like I, almost I feel bad for putting everybody else on the, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not just my situation. And I feel
It's about you. It's about you.
that's true.
It is about you, and that's what I'm trying to tell you.
But also it
You're
feels
protecting your this. I get it. You heard me on. I was like, okay, I'm gonna say it.
mhm,
It's about you. And God, thank you for using my friend and placing this on her heart because it is helping not only her but me, and also there's so many other people that go through what we just spoke about. And so, God, thank you so much for placing
thank
that on
you because
my
I don't want
because it wouldn't have happened if God didn't.
yeah.
It wouldn't have. It wouldn't have. And I think it's so important that it happened. But I do want to end with more questions for y'all.
I
Because we
no
want to hear
wait,
from
I have a
y'all.
question
Oh,
for
I'm
you
sorry.
before you
Yes,
go
yes, yes,
because
yes. Ask. I'm
I didn't mean
sorry.
it in there.
No.
No, I want to say if you could say something to your younger self.
Okay.
If you could say something to your younger self about
Mm,
who God is and who he created you to be in regards to having an absent father.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
that does make
What would you
sense.
say?
I would tell my younger self that God is a protector. God is present. He's present through all situations. God is consistent. Um, he consistently shows up for you. So those moments where you feel alone, because you have those moments a lot, not just your younger self, but your 34-year-old self have those moments where you feel alone. God hears you.
God hears you.
God hears you.
I
Okay.
love that. And now
Yeah.
I just feel like this is the one.
Why'd she do that to me, y'all? Why did she do I thought we were rapping. Okay. I want to hear your answers to that
If
same
I could say
question.
something to in
Yes.
terms of
Little
that,
diamond.
I think that I know we say this a lot, but I do really mean it after the way my life has panned out is like God makes no mistakes.
Mm,
God makes no mistakes. Like I was raised in the family I was raised in for a reason. And even when there was lack, the fact that I was able to or am able to like look at my husband and be able to say like I made this decision because he is safe, because he is dependable, and to look at my dad and say I recognize this. I mean, they're very different people, but I tell my husband all the time some of the qualities that I feel like I got from my dad, like being dependable, being safe,
mm,
making me feel heard, things like that. I was able to know what to look for
yeah,
because God gave me the gift of my dad.
yeah.
Uh, so he makes no mistakes.
Mm.
And even when it feels hard, I think look into who he always created you to be.
Yeah,
So
I love that. God does not make mistakes. I love that. I love that.
you had some reader
Yes,
questions.
I'm gonna end with one question to you guys because, like we said, in this platform, we love to hear from y'all. Question is, where in your life do you need to let God show up differently than what you experienced before?
Well, on that note, thank you so much for
Thank you
watching. She said
guys.
she prayed,
Yes.
because she said, and we prayed.
We prayed about it.
Um,
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us. Please like, comment, share the podcast. This is our first season, so this is how we grow. So if
Yes.
you enjoyed it, if you liked it, definitely subscribe to all our channels. Follow us on all the things,
Yeah.
social media, YouTube, all the podcast places, and answer the questions because we want
We
to hear
want to
from
talk.
you. And we really want to be friends. This is a friend circle where we walk out life together through the lens of God and faith. So thank you
Yes.
for joining us
Thank you
and
guys. Well,
go ahead and watch the next episode.
yes.